Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, February 19th, 2026. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2026, we are celebrating the 41st anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. We're proud to announce that Hotspots Happening Out as a beneficiary of the Florida AIDS Walk. Funds raised will be matched dollar for dollar in support of Hotspots Happening Out HIV policy reform and educational programs, including the MSM conference. And we invite you to join our team, Sunshine Cathedral, in this initiative. Join us on March 21st to walk in support of HIV community and along with the Sunshine Cathedral team.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective, a look at Black, queer, intersectional theologian Roger A. Sneed. Dr. Roger A. Sneed is a transformative voice in Black queer theology. As a professor of religion, his scholarship explores the dynamic intersections of race, sexuality, and African American religious thought. He is perhaps best known for his innovative book, The Dreamer and the Dream, AFROFUTURISM and Black Religious Thought, where he examines how speculative fiction and Black faith converge to imagine more liberated futures. Sneed's work pushes beyond traditional dogma, advocating for an embodied theology that centers the experiences of LGBTQ+ individuals within the Black church and broader society. By analyzing everything from cinema to hip-hop, he highlights how marginalized identities navigate sacred and secular spaces. Sneed remains an essential architect of inclusive theology, bridging the gap between academic rigor and the lived realities of the queer community. I had fun looking at Dr. Sneed, and it's funny, I get the copy and I read it, and I missed the part where he's an out gay man, and about a decade.
Oh yeah, that part.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
that part. So I'm reading an article about him where he talks about his coming out and his ability to speak about who he is. He, as an undergraduate, he said that all of his friends said that you were probably the most angry person that we have ever met. And he said that he discovered that his anger was because he was gay and he didn't know how to talk about it. So once he got to talk about it, not only did he do the book, The Dreamer, the Dream, he also has another book, Representations of Homosexuality, Black Liberation Theology and Cultural Criticism. So he's right out there talking about it and being the face of it. When Maryland first codified same-sex marriages, he was one of the people who spoke out to the Black church because so many Black pastors were saying, this will never happen. The Black community will ensure that this legislation never pass. And Dr. Sneed said, nah, girl, it's going to pass and I'm going to make sure that it passes. And I started looking up such names as Afrofuturism.
Yeah, that's a cool word.
Afrofuturism was coined in 1993, and it brings together such things as technology, African culture, and other influences. And his book is the other influence, the theology part. And within Afrofuturism, you get sci-fi, you get music, you get everything. And to have someone be able to bring it to the people in a way that we can best understand it, is just fun. One fun thing that I did read about him, he is a professor at Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina, and students get to rate teachers. And most of the students rated him highly. One student said, "My God, it was so great to find a fellow nerd who can walk me through Theology 101," because he did an intro class to theology. So yeah, I can't wait to read more about him and start reading his books.
Yeah, you don't think about these, we probably should, but these really cutting edge and progressive theologians as being from the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he got his PhD from Vanderbilt,
Okay, Tennessee.
and then lives and teaches in South Carolina. So yeah, sometimes we from Arkansas and Alabama and Virginia and we get Georgia, we get there's a lot of shade cast over us, and not for nothing. But we have other folks coming up also out of the part of that region of the world, and so I do love the theologians right now so much, and I especially love the theologians who are interdisciplinary theologians that use anthropology, that use sociology, that use economics, that use cultural studies, that use poetics and film, and so that because theology is a conversation, theology is God talk, and conversations just branch out and out and out and out and out, like they can't be limited. So theology, we tried to make it limited for a long time. We really tried to limit theology to what a couple of dozen dead white guys in Germany and France in the 19th century, and snore. But now, really, in the last 50, 100 years, it's really, really opened up. And we've contextualized, so we have black theology, womanist theology, queer theology, eco-feminist theology, Asian theology, Mirisa theology, on and on. And so that he is bringing liberation theology and black theology and queer theology together, and then using this futurism is a social science of its own. So yeah, these young, creative, cutting edge, way out of the box thinking theologians, God bless them. They're the ones who make my life easier and a bit of a joy. While I'm railing against all the other not so joyful people. But yeah, no, these cutting edge theologians, God bless them. And if you are in academic circles, you probably heard of Professor Sneed, but I was afraid so many people hadn't, so I want people to know. He's got a couple of books you can get now.
Yeah, it's a nice journey with him.
And I'm glad that you did that, because I had not heard of him, and now I will certainly look up his books. And I like finding out about these theologians that are using different means and methods and that kind of thing to convey their message. So, yay.
And I like the fact that, here is this theologian, some of the quiet part of the country, some of the quiet state, that really is making an impact and a difference on culture, African-American culture, and even political politics, And I love the fact that, I remember the thing with the Maryland preachers when he went up to do that, and I just love the fact that these are a group of preachers who studied the exact same disciplines. And they knew better, but yet it took that little cornerstone that got rejected once again to come and say, y'all do right. Y'all know you got these folks up in your church. They're the organists, they're the musicians, they're the music directors. You got more in your church than any other body else got in your church. And you yourself may need to be held accountable. But someone with the chops like this to hold, I'm going to say, other African Americans in religion accountable for what they should be doing right, and is at the forefront of teaching and leading and being the dreamer that he's meant to be.
There was a Southern Baptist seminary, in fact it was called Southern, in Kentucky, and it had become very progressive. In other words, non-doctrinal, non-dogmatic. They were just teaching what was there,
what was real.
Learning something, sharing it. And they had a lot of trouble. And there was a big takeover, not only of the Southern Baptist denomination, but of all of their institutions. And so if you weren't teaching the dogma, if you weren't teaching from the pamphlet, the brochure, then, people were getting fired, and there was a sort of a mass exodus to the Baptist Cooperative Fellowship and the Alliance of Baptists and the American Baptist churches in America, more progressive churches. Well, we found out that some of these denominational seminaries, everybody goes to Harvard, everybody goes to Vanderbilt, everyone goes to Rice, everyone goes to Boston University, everybody goes to Oxford. Everybody goes to the same schools. They learn the same stuff, right, to get their PhDs, and they go all over the place to teach. Why are you getting different education here and there? Well, we learned that, they got all the scholars, but these denominational schools will often have a bishop in residence. And that bishop in residence may not be a scholar. That bishop is a protector of the institution and its traditions and its rules. And so it's often the bishop in residence, a retired bishop usually, but who is still intimidating, and or as with the Baptists, the boards of trustees that they're not seminary educators, but they have the power over what seminary educators can do. So all of the politics is what because left to its own device, scholarship never has a final answer. Your every answer you think you get just brings more questions, and then you have to chase those questions. And then what you learn from that changes what you thought you knew about an answer you thought you'd come up with before. So if it's all to protect and support and prove the Apostles' Creed, that isn't scholarship. And so that's the disconnect with some of our institutions, is that there are those who are doing scholarship and those who are protecting doctrine and dogma.
Clamping the thoughts.
I'm glad that I went to scholarly seminaries and not to doctrinal seminaries.
Well,
We liberated ours, I think, a little bit.
But the Dr. Sneed, though,
another conversation.
Dr. Sneed, though, is showing us, I mean, he's at a university, not a seminary, so that's probably helpful too.
Yeah,
but,
true.
University,
But every voice out there is helping the cause for scholarship. Not because if you already know everything you think you need to know, save the money. Save yourself some money. If you could write it all in a 3-page paper and memorize it and just recite it for the rest of your life, why are you in seminary? Seminary, you should. I mean, I've known people went in Presbyterian came out atheist, and lots of people that went in Lutheran came out UCC, or went in UCC and came out UUA, because you should have an experience.
Yes.
A change, your world should open up. And if you went in hardcore and you came out of hardcore, you wasted somebody's money. If not yours, whoever paid for it. And that's just bad economics.
all right.
Bad economics gets you bad theology, and that's the day with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, let me remind you that on February 28th, Adrian McGrady will be performing a range of musical styles from jazz to electronic on 5 different kinds of flute. Information and tickets are available at sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
And remember the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet-and-greet environment while they await the start of their performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before it starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your seat ticket, and the link can be found on the seat selection page. Be sure to purchase before checking out. There is a limited number of people who can get pub passes, so don't delay.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.